You've probably heard of that Japanese novel Rashomon about a crime that's committed in a forest and the myriad of viewpoints that it's described from. We forget sometimes in our singular viewpoints that there are actually many different ways to view the way anything happens, and that same tendency is especially true in our writing. Today we're going to challenge that by thinking deeply about the point of view that we're exploring and about alternate points of view. If you're stuck on how to move forward with a piece of writing or wondering why a scene isn't working, now's a great time to play with that point of view. You don't have to do it inside the precious manuscript that you've been polishing all this time. Simply open up a new file or grab a blank page and start writing the events from the eyes of a completely different character. It may not even be someone who was originally present in the writing. For example, you could write from the point of view of a child who saw the original scene through a doorway, or a neighbor who heard it across an alley. Maybe someone who happened by, or you could write from someone who was directly there, like the second party in an argument. Let yourself really lean into that second point of view. This new character will have their own way of seeing everything in the world, not just the scene, and that might reveal more than you think. I thought about this week when I was reading a Patrick McManus story to my son. It was about two boys who are buying a mountain car, and they're using the money that they had from farming that summer, and they are looking for a heap of junk that can go up a back road. And the story would have been interesting if it had stopped there, but Patrick McManus really embodied the second viewpoint also of the used car dealer who was very happy to sell these boys a car, especially a heap of junk. Especially for way more money than he ever imagined he'd get for that heap of junk. It made the story really funny having those two different viewpoints because we as the reader could see what was happening there. And you can see that the second viewpoint really added a richness to the story that wasn't originally present. When you've had a chance to fully explore your new point of view, go back to the original work and think about if you have a new perspective on the character and the events at hand. You may never use this piece of writing that you did as part of this exercise, but I promise having simply considered an alternate viewpoint is going to enrich your story or your poem.